Alright, so here's the Stairway to Heaven solo tutorial. This solo is based around the A minor pentatonic scale. And the first riff that we have is actually based on position 1 of the A minor pentatonic scale. So in case you're wondering what that looks like, that is on fret 5, this shape. And the first note in that riff is going to be 7 on the 3rd string, bending up to 9. You're then going to hit 5 on the 1st fret, so you got, and then you're going to be doing some pull-offs going down the scale. You land on this 7, and then you do a roll on to a 7 on the 3rd string, and then a pull off from there. So here's that first part sounds. And then you end with another 7-5 pull off, 1 string lower, and then this note right here, 8. And that note's actually out of the scale, but it gives the riff a little bit of color. So I'm going to play for you that riff slow, and then I'm going to play it fast. Here it is fast. Okay, so riff number 2 is based around the minor pentatonic scale position 2. And that starts on the 8th fret, actually, for the key of A, which is what we're in. I'm going to play that position for you going down. The first note we have within that position is going to be fret 8 right here. We normally play it with an index finger, but because we're going to be sliding up to 10, we're going to be playing it with our 3rd finger. Okay, so 8 to 10 is the first part of the riff, followed by 2 8s on the 1st string. Then you've got 10, 8, 10. So here's all that. After that section, you go back and do another slide from 8 to 10, and then hit 8 after that as well. So here's all that together. The last part of the riff is pull-offs going down the scale. Okay, so 10 to 8, 10 to 8. And then you're going to hit a 10 on the 3rd string, which is out of the actual scale, but it gives the riff a little bit of color. And they're going to end the hammer-on from 8 to 10 on the 2nd string. So let me play what that looks like for you slow and then quick. Here's slow. And here is up to speed. Next up is riff number 3, and for that one we return back to position 1. And this one basically just goes up and down the scale. So you begin with that first part of the very beginning lick, which was, but then after that, and then you even do a roll on right there, just like you did in the first riff. And then a pull off right after that, a pull off again under that. So this is literally the exact same as the intro riff. But instead of this note right here, we're going to be hitting this note right here. So you got, and then up to a 5-7. So here's all of it to that point. then you go 5, 5, 5, and then over with your index finger to 5 on the 4th string. So I'll play this riff for you slow and quick again. So here we go. The next riff is pretty close to the one we just did, but there is a little bit of difference. When you play them one after the other, I would kind of try to hear it in your head as both of them as one riff together. This one is also in pentatonic scale position 1. You're going to start with 5, going to 8-5, 7-5, pull-offs on both, and then down to 7. Then you're going to do that roll on again for the 3rd time now in the song and do a 7-5 pull off. And then you're going to do 2 7-5 pull offs on string number 4. And then you're going to end on 8. So here's slow then fast. Here it is quick. So the next riff uses positions 3 and 4 in the minor pentatonic scale. The first one's used 1 and 2. Here's position 3. You're going to be starting on fret number 10. Normally you would use the index finger, but we're instead going to use the 3rd finger because you're going to be sliding into that riff. So you go from 10 to 12, and then to 10 on the 4th string. Then do a pull off from 12 to 10. Next you have 12 and 10 again. So you got. Then you're going to slide from 12 to 14, and then go to 12 on the 3rd string. So you got. You're going to play that 12 again, and then hammer on to fret 14. So here's what we got. The next note is going to be 13 on the 2nd string. You may be tempted to use your middle finger because it's right there, but use your index since we're going to be bending right after that. Now bend with your 3rd finger, 15 to 17. And then after the 15 to 17, you're going to be doing 2 pull-offs, 15 to 13. So you got, repeat that 13 again. And now a bend from 15 to 17 on the 1st string. Then 15, 13. Now this note right here is actually out of the scale. Normally it's, but this note right there, it's going to be a color note. And then you're going to go from 15 up to 17 and then back down to 15. All in one bend. So you only one pick for that entire bend. Definitely don't repick that 15. Nope. So like that. And then you're going to end the riff on 13. So here's the whole thing. Okay. I'll do it actually at speed real quick. So the next section is the repeated riff that repeats itself, I think like 10 times. And this one, we just ended on 13. And we're going to start on 14 with our middle finger on the 3rd string. And we're going to go back up to 13 and then do a 15 to 17, back down to 15 bend, all in one. And then pull off to 13 at the end. So you've got, and then it just repeats that over and over again. So you got, so I'll do that at speed. You're going to want to alternate pick that to get it up to speed. Okay, so this final riff is going to happen after you've played the prior riff 10 times. So you just went. After you've done it 10 times, you are going to go from 14, 13, just like the start of that riff, but then you're going to bend from 15 to 17 on the 1st string. So you got, so that's the first part of that riff. The second part, you then are going to go down to position 3 again, so your 3rd finger on fret 12, and you're going to do pull off from 12 to 10, 12 to 10 again, and then 13 to 10. Remember, this is position 3. So you've got, after that, you repeat 13, go back up to 10 on the 1st string, and then do again a pull off from 13 to 10. So here's what you got so far. After that, you're going to slide your index finger up. You're not going to slide, but you're going to move it up. Hit that note, which is 13, and then you're going to bend from 15 to 17, and then using your pinky, you're going to play 15. And then you're going to end the riff with a 15 to 17, back down to 15, bend to a pull off to 13, and then 14. So here's how that sounds slow and then sped up. Here's the full speed.